So as a part of the last session, as we have discussed content fragments, so which in most of the cases we'll be using in the headless CMS applications. So where you don't have a published instance as a part of AEM. So at that cases, in most of the cases, in the headless CMS architecture, you'll be following the uh, content fragments more so that we can easily convert them into the JSON format. Okay, but when it comes to experience fragments, as I said before, content fragments are of pure content without any styling or layout. So we don't have any structure as well when it comes to the content fragments. So now when it comes to the experience fragments, so these experience fragments are similarly to pages. Okay. So the primary type of experience fragments would be CQ colon pages, whereas primary type of content fragments is a time column asset. Okay. So when you are going for these experience fragments, so in which cases we'll be using the experience fragment? So as I said before, in content fragments, we'll be going for the headless CMS applications. So consider we are having some pages. Okay. So maybe some pages we are having, and if I'm trying to create these pages, and if I have any common content, so instead of ordering them 5 times, what we'll do, so we can just go into the template, and inside the template we have the structure node, right? So inside the structure node of the template, simply I can have that component or have that functionality, and then I can order that one. So once you are adding any content inside the structure node of the template, so all the resultant pages which are created using this template will have the same component with the same content ordered. Suppose if you just only want to have a component with every in every page, but if you want to order different content, so at that case you can just go for the initial content of the template. So which we are having two nodes, structure node and the initial content node. So right now in this case as well, we have an issue. So we don't have only one template or 5 pages, right? So we have a lot of pages. So maybe if you're going for a web application, consider if you're having 50 to 60 pages or maybe 100 pages as well you are having if when you go for an e-commerce applications. So when you are having this one, so at that case, what happens here? So every time when you are trying to do this one, so you have to order them multiple times. So because you'll not have only one template, so one single template you'll not have because every different page we are creating, maybe for products I want to create one type of page, so that means I have to create one template. So for home page I want to use one kind of template. Okay, so we have to create multiple templates to define the structure of the pages. So we have different pages which will be created when it comes to an web application. So at that case what we'll be doing is, so in the cases we'll be creating multiple templates. Maybe if you are going for 5 templates as well, so then it becomes an issue. So maybe 5 pages are there and 5 pages are created using 5 different templates. So home page is using one template, product page is using one template, cards page is using one template, and one more page is using another template considered. So now in this case, what happens? So still we have the same issue where I want to order the content across 5 templates. Okay, so which is like doing the same thing again and again. So in which cases, in most of the cases, if you are creating header and footer components, so if you are having a header and if you are having a footer, if you want to include both header and footer as a part of a page, so in most of the cases will not create them as a component. So we'll be creating them as an experience fragment. So why? Because if I'm creating this header and footer as an experience fragment, so these fragments can be editable from a single location. So instead of making all the changes in the templates, I'll create an header experience fragment and I'll create a footer experience fragment. So once I've created the header and footer experience fragment, so by using a predefined AEM experience fragment component, I can add them to the templates and I can order them. So once if I make any changes inside this experience fragment, so automatically all the changes would be resultant to the pages. Okay. So whatever the changes I'm having, so all the changes would be resultant to the pages and everywhere. Okay. So at any part of you are using this experience fragment, so all the changes would be available to the pages as well as template. So anywhere you use the same experience fragment, the changes would be available to all them from. So from a single location, we can edit them. So instead of going for multiple locations, from a single location, we can edit this experience fragment, we can add the content, we can add the styles and layout. So when it comes to experience fragments, they are purely about styles and layout. And this is one of the most use case which we will be working on. So we're creating a header and footer component as it is a common content across multiple pages. So you'll be using the header and footer as an experience fragment, as well as we also run email campaigns, right? So maybe buy our product. So some campaigns we would be running, like banners you would get inside these emails. So in those cases as well, you can run the email banners with the help of experience fragments. Okay, so they are purely style and layout, and then the primary type is a CQ column page. So if you want to create an experience fragment, so then you have to use an template. So without templates, you can't use an like you can't create an experience fragment. So that is what the structure. So as once we have created an experience fragment and we have added that inside the components, so automatically the changes would reflected to all the resultant pages. So maybe if 100 pages are created using this template, so then all the 100 pages the changes would be available. So if I edit from a single location, so then in all the pages which are using this one, the content would be changed. So not only here, so as we have built a demo project, so inside that demo project as well, you will be having the experience fragment as an header and footer. So we can sites project is the one we have created, and then US and then EN. So if I go inside this EN, if I click on edit, so if you observe here, so we are having an header. Okay, so there is no currently style or any layout to this header, but I'm having an search bar I'm having, and then I'm having an navigation, like page navigations we are having, right? So now in this case, if I go for footer as well, so I'm having some copyright content, and then we are having some address here. So if I want to edit this one, so I'm unable to edit. Okay, so if I want to edit this one, where should I go? Uh, so I'm able to edit the title component. I'm able to edit the teaser, but I'm not able to edit the header and footer. So that means where they have been configured inside the structure node of the template, right? So if you're not able to alter anything on the page, so that means first you have to do is first you have to check the template. So after checking the temp, if it is not available on the template, so at that case maybe the authoring has been removed for this. Maybe it is an static HTML. You can also know. Okay, but if I want to check this one, okay, so if I want to make an action of this one, so then I should go to the edit template option. So inside the edit template option, so there I can have an option to edit these things. So go to page information, and inside the page information tab, you have an option of edit template. So go inside this edit template option, and then here I'm able to author the experience fragment. So you'll be on the structure node of the template. So if you are in the initial content, so then you'll have an option to author on the page. Okay. So currently we are on the structure node, so that's why they are not authorable on the page. Okay. So right now, if I go inside this experience fragments, so right now they are being editable. Okay. But if I click on this edit, this is a dialog of experience fragment. Okay. You can observe here, it is a dialog of experience fragment, but I'm not having any option to edit this content. So either copyright content or an header navigation content, I'm not having an option to edit this. Why? Because if I click on OK, so it is loading the content from an experience fragment. So content experience fragments, weekend US site header master. So master is the variation and header is the name of the experience fragment we are having. So right now I have to use the in order to edit this header, where should I go? So I have to go to this experience fragment. So as a part of the AEM, so where these experience fragments will store. So if you want to store these experience fragments, so in the AEM start.html, we have an option of navigation, and inside this navigation, you have an option of experience fragments. So these experience fragments are called as an XF in the shortcut. So content fragments are called as an CF, and then experience fragments are called as an XF. So go inside this experience fragments, and inside the experience fragment you have a multiple experience fragment. So what we are using, weekend sites project, right? Weekend sites project US EN, and then site, and then header is the location where the experience fragment is there, and master is this variation. So the master variation name is header, and you can check the name is variation. So title is header and the name of it is a master. If I go inside this edit, so then I'm having an option to edit this navigation. So here I'm having a navigation. Later I'm having an option of language navigation. So EN EU home EU is the language navigation we are having. So inside this experience fragment, so simply I'm having this content. So content we can use. So this navigation is a predefined AEM component. Okay. So Adobe uses a lot of AEM components, predefined AEM components, core called as core components and foundation components, where frequent functionality, whatever it is there. So that functionality we can manage that with the help of this language navigation options. Okay. So that's what we can do with the help of the language navigation. And then here, if I want to edit this content, maybe I want to add some title or maybe I want to add a component inside this header. So you can just add them. So here, what I'll do is I'll exclude the child depth here. So I'll decrease to 1. Right now, it is saying only EN, right? So if I go inside this EN page and if I try to refresh this page, and if I check the content, so automatically the content has been changed. So inside the template as well, the content would change because this is the experience fragment which we are using to display this header. Okay. So without displaying this header, you can't, without changing the content inside this experience fragment, you can change. So maybe if 100 pages are created using the same experience fragment, so at that case, in all the 100 pages, the changes would be reflected from a single location. So that's what that's why in most of the cases for the header and footer you can add the for the header and footer you can create an experience fragment. So consider you are going this one and now I want to add the styles. But if you observe now, I don't have any styles to this experience fragment. So as I said before, experience fragment is purely about styles and layout, right? But here we don't have any styles and layout available here. Okay, so if you want to have the styles and layout to this experience fragment, so then how we can add the styles? We have to write the CSS and then we have to write the JS. So in order to write the CSS and JS, how could I include that inside this experience fragment? So I can't use an experience fragment component. But if I want to add the client libraries, so what are the ways we can add the client libraries? In two ways, we can add the client libraries, right? At a component level by using HCL data as an SLY call. And then second is at a global level, at the template level also we can add. So in order to add that at the template level, so this is a template. Actually, if you want to create an experience fragment, the first step we need to select is a template. So once you select a template, so then only you can create an experience fragment. So inside this one, so here we have an option of page information. So go inside this page information tab, and here we have an option of edit template option. Okay, so go inside this edit template option, and then inside the policy you can just add the styles which we have added using the client libraries. The same thing you'll be having. So inside the policies, so just add a client library. So then you'll get the styles to the experience fragment. So that's how you can add the styles to the experience fragment. So similarly, the footer is also implemented here. So En, okay. So Ian, and then we are having a footer. Suppose if I want to create one more experience fragment, you can just create inside this location, as well as you can also create one more folder, and inside that folder as well, you can have the experience fragment. So I'll try to create a folder, and inside that folder, we'll create an experience fragment. Just right click on it, and then create a folder, and I'll give the title as can sites custom access. Okay, so we can search custom experience fragment is the folder name I have given. Okay, so just click on create, and now a folder has been created. We can search custom access, and inside this access, uh, we can search custom access. So inside this access, you can just come here and then click on create and create an option of experience fragment. Okay, here we are having a lot of predefined templates. So if you observe the first step is to select an template. So after selecting a template only, you can add the content inside this one. Okay, so because in the experience fragment, you can have more than one component. So if you observe the previous one, I have included a search component, as well as I have also included a language navigation and a normal page navigation as well we have included. So if you want to get this one, so then first thing we have to select a template, and after selecting the template, then we have to go for this one. So maybe if you observe here, so all of the cases you are having a predefined templates which Adobe is giving. So maybe from a V-Retail website they are coming. So these are the predefined templates we are having. So as a part, you want to select your custom template. Okay. So whatever the custom template you have created, you want to select your custom template. So at that case, you have to give the permission to this one. So select this folder and go to properties, and inside the properties, in the allowed template option, you have to click on add. So and then whatever the templates you want to add, so you can just add the path of that template. So right now, so I just want to use the predefined templates instead of the custom templates. You can just simply delete this one, and then just click on cancel. That also works. Okay. So if you want to give the permission to your own templates, so at that case you have to use the at that case you have to go to the properties, and inside the allowed template option you have to add the content. So go to weekend sites, go inside this folder, and we'll create an experience fragment. So click on create and create an experience fragment. And inside this one, I'll select a different template. So I'll select an Pinterest template and then click on next, and then I'll give any title. Banner. Okay, so Pinterest banner is one. Title I'm giving, and the variation is master. Okay, so name is master, and then title is a Pinterest is the title we are giving. And then click on create, and then done. Okay, so now a fragment has been created with the name Pinterest. Okay, so if you observe the name, title is master, and then template you have selected, and then here you have an options here. So name, and then title also has been there. So if you want to edit the content inside this template, so you can just go to the edit template option. So here, if you can observe, so a structure is there, and styles and layout is also available here. So if I want to change the styles and layout, so then as I said before, you can go to the page policy, and inside the page policy you can add the styles. So before all that, you can observe the components as well we are having inside this layout container. Suppose if you want to give any permission to the new component, so if I click on this drag and drop component, so I'm having only two options. One is custom text component I'm having, and then a demo component which we have created. But if you observe here, if I want to give a permission to some more components, so how can I give the permission? How to give the permission to the components? You have to go to the page information, and inside the page information, edit template, and inside this for this layout container, you have a policy, and inside that policy, in the allowed components, you can give the permission. Whatever the component you want to include, so that component you can give the permission inside this layout container, and then you can add the components with the help of this parses component. Okay, so maybe if I want to order them, okay, if you observe here, so we are able to order these components. Say they have added an image component they have added, and then text component they have added, an and content fragment also they have added. So if how I'm able to order this one, so I haven't added them on a page, okay, but still they are available on the page, okay. Why? Because and then they are editable on the page. That means they are added inside the initial content of the template. Okay. So as they are in the initial content of the template, you are able to edit them on the page. If I'm having them inside the structure node, so then you can't edit them on the page. Okay. So you can just drag and drop the assets you are having, and then you can add the content as well. So asset.jpg, one image I'm having here, and then text. You can order any text here. So you're having an option of rich text editor as well here. So inside this text field, I can get bold, italic, and then I'm having an option of list as well. And then indent and outend option is I'm having, and then link and unlink option also we are having, and then we are having in styles as well. So paragraph heading, and then a code pre-formatted. So multiple options we are having here. So if I want to add any text, so simply you can add the text here inside this text. Experience fragments. So you can just make it as bold or italic. And if you want to add any points as well, you can add. So with the help of the rich text editor, we can add the colors as well. So we have the plugins, and then we can add the colors as well. So if you want to make that as a link, so you can make that as a link. So with the help of the path field, I can make it as a link as well. So suppose if you are if it is an internal page link, so then you can search inside the inside the browser of AEM, as well as if you want to have any, if you want to specify any external links as well, you can directly specify the external links as well. And then target is nothing but where you want to open this link. So if I click on this, if I want to open on same tab, new tab, or parent frame or top frame, so based on these properties underscore blank, so we can also make some changes to the HTML as well. Okay, so target you can select that. So I want to select as an new tab. Okay, so I haven't given any link. So I'll give the VRetail website. So VRetail US EN, and then experience is the page I want to give. So just click on select and then click on OK. Okay, so now we have added an experience fragment here. So text, that is the text we have authored. Okay, so and then after that, if you want to have the content fragment which we have created yesterday, so you can just simply call the content fragment as well. So go to tools, and then as I know, you know this dialog. Okay, so go to the folder where we have created the content fragment. So we can events is the one, maybe we can content fragments, and or we can yeah, author content fragment is the one which we have created. We can just simply select this content fragment, and then if you want to display all the elements, so then you can simply select multiple elements. Maybe if I want to if I want to render only few items, so at that time in the elements I can order those few items. So I can select what items I want to specify. Suppose if it is a single item, you can just check on this radio button, and then it will have an option to select the single item. So I want to specify multiple items, and I want to give only few options here. So author name, and then about author, and then I'll give the image as well of the author. So only these three fields I want to display. And then I want to select the variation, the master variation I want to select. You can just select the variation as master and then click on OK. Then this is the content fragment component which it is returning. Okay. So that is the content fragment component it is returning. So have we added the color yesterday? Maybe it is overriding of same HTML. Okay, so that's what you can do with the help of this content fragment. So now it looks like a banner, right? So if I want to send any email notifications, we can send an email notifications for this with the help of this banner. So you can create multiple banners as well. So in case of sending in case of sending generating banners, in case of header and footer components. So in those cases, you will be using the experience fragment component. So instead of creating as an individual component, you can go to an experience fragment and you can edit them from a single location. So if you want to add them on a page, okay, so whatever the experience fragment you have created, so if you want to add them on a page as well, you can easily add them on a page with the help of the predefined experience component is available. So maybe if you want to create a different variation, so actually we have two types of variations when it comes to an experience fragment. So first one, we have to select a template, and second one, we can duplicate this one. So with the help of duplication, I can add the content. And second one is we can select the template and we can create an variation as well. So go inside side panel, and then inside the side panel, uh, create option is there. So I can create a variation. So create variation as a live copy and create a variation. So if I'm using create variation as a live copy, so then it will use the same template. So whatever the template we are having, so it will use the same template and it will create a live copy with the same content inside this one. So maybe if I want to create I want to create one more variation of the same banner. Okay, so same banner, I want to create one more variation. So at that case, you can select the variation, and once you select the variation, the first thing is you have to select an template. Okay, so once you select the template, so then in that case only you can add the content. Okay, so select the template, and I'll select Facebook variation. Click on select, and then I'll give the title as Facebook banner is the title we are giving. Okay, and then name is a master, right? So Facebook is a variation we are having. Okay, so one more variation has been created and it is a Facebook variation. So image text content fragment, and then demo component is also been added here, and then we are having an option of patches component is also an option there. So I don't want to have this demo component. You can just delete that one, and then you can order the other content inside this one. So as such, So I'll add an image. I'll add a text here. Okay, so that is the title we are giving, and then you can author the content fragment as well. So I'll just author the one single field inside this content fragment. So select your content fragment, and then okay, author content fragment. Click on select, and then single item. So in the items, I have to select the author. So about author, maybe the dialog is not opening more. Single items. Okay, so about author I'm selecting, and the variation is master variation only, or else I can select the EU variation as well. So just click on OK. So now some content has been added about the author. Okay, so that's what you can create and different as well. Suppose if you don't want to get this fragment grid, so you can go to the edit template option, and inside the edit template option, you can style or you can design your template according to your requirements. So now we have created a different variation as well. So if I want to order on a page, so go to the any page you want to order, and then call the predefined experience fragment component we are having. So just click on accept. So then experience fragment component we are having here. So just click on this experience fragment component, which is a code component, and you can order the content. You can select the variation of experience fragment, and then you can select that. So once you are creating an experience fragment, so where it is storing, so you can just check here. So content, experience fragments, weekend sites, custom experience fragment, and master is the variation. So master dot fc fsc is the variation we are having. So you can just copy this variation, and where it will be stored. So if you check the path here, you can know that it will be storing inside the CRXT. So right. So any content we are having inside AEM, any kind of content you are trying to create inside AEM, so all the content will be storing inside this CRXT only. So this is the central repository. So you can just paste this path and then hit enter. So now this is the place where this particular experience fragment is being loaded. So if you want to select the master variation, you can give the master, and then copy the master way, copy the path here, and then go to the experience fragment component and try to order that particular path. Okay, and click on OK. So once you click on OK, so it is having the experience fragment component. Okay, maybe if I want to order this again, so I can just go inside this one, and you can select an different variation as well. So FAC is the variation I want to select. So FAC variation you can select. So then automatically it will get. So you can as well add the styles, and you can add the layout as well. So that is how you can create an experience fragment, and then you can use them on a page. So what is the steps? What are the first things we have to do when it comes to an experience fragment? So only two things. Unlike the content fragment, so there is no need to create the model, and then there is no need to perform multiple actions. So first, if you have the folder already, so first you have to create a folder, and inside this folder you can create an experience fragment. If you have an existing folder, you can select the existing folder as well. So only one mandatory thing you have to do. So first we have to have an template. So with the help of the template only, you can create an experience fragment. And if you want to add the styles inside the template, you can add the styles for an experience fragment. And then if you observe the primary type as well, so if you go for master variation as well, if you observe the primary type, so the primary type of experience fragment is CQ colon page. So any variation you are going, so the primary type is CQ colon page, because we are creating that with the help of an template. Okay, so inside the JCR content, you can check all the options. So which template has been used to create this one, and what is the variation. So and then what is the sling colon resource type of that a page component. Okay, so that's what you can check every time. So if you are going for this experience fragment, so then what is the major difference between content fragment and experience fragment? So content fragments are pure content without any style and layout. Okay, so they don't have any structure as well. And then if you are creating, it will be stored as an dam colon asset. Okay, so it will be storing inside the content dam. Okay, because it is an asset. When it comes to the experience fragments are a part of CQ colon pages. Okay, it is a page. So that is a major difference between content fragment and an experience fragment. So in different contexts, we'll be using this content fragments and experience fragments. So any questions?